Could Michael Carrick have done any more?
No, not at all. I don't think anybody expected that Michael Carrick would get the results that he's got. I think the initial performances against Arsenal and City were exceptional, and that set the tone for it. There have been moments since there where they've had to dig in and sort of not play as well but win matches, and he's picked up points when they haven't been playing as well. But obviously that's coincided with Liverpool dropping points and Chelsea dropping points, so it couldn't have gone any better. And for United to be in the position they are, where if they win tonight they go 10 points clear of Chelsea in 6, which would mean they're in an unbelievable position for Champions League football, and you never would have said that around Christmas time. It just was unthinkable.
And given that, Gary, are we getting to the point now with Manchester United where it becomes more of a gamble to replace Michael Carrick than it does to actually keep him?
Yeah, I was just talking about that there on the inside. I think that there were a number of candidates that presented probably 2 or 3 months ago that maybe aren't on the table anymore, that have obviously renewed their contracts in jobs, which means that I think that they still should be pursuing a world-class manager, someone who's best in class. And if Manchester United can get someone who's won Champions Leagues on a regular basis, or has won titles in their own country and on a regular basis, they should still pursue that route as far as I can see. But I have to say, the more the candidates dwindle away, the more Michael sort of gets the club towards third place, then there are obviously more advantages of keeping him. Because what you can't do is take a chance in swapping him for a manager that you're not sure about. It would have to be almost like a surefire certainty.
Roy, what's your position on that? Has it changed at all? Has he created a problem for Manchester United, Michael Carrick?
Yeah, well, it's a nice problem to have because, of course, but I fully expected when he got the job to win some football matches. They couldn't have been as bad as they were. Going back to last season, finishing 15th, but he had a dream start, obviously, City and Arsenal, winning them. He's got momentum. He's had a disappointment in the Newcastle game, even the last game, obviously, the 2-2 at Bournemouth. But yeah, I think if he can finish the season strongly, which it looks like they can do, and obviously they have Chelsea next week, and even if they can beat Liverpool emotionally from getting United fans on side for that, yeah, it's going to make it very difficult. But I still think there should be, and I'm sure United are speaking to obviously prospects out there, potential other managers, but at the moment he is in the driving seat, and I can certainly see him getting the job. But then the real test would start in the summer regarding recruitment and competing in terms of games where there's jeopardy. I think the games, the last month or two, I think it's almost been easy for him. I really do. I think he's just focusing on winning football matches, whereas the challenge will come if he gets the job. Going back to recruitment, managing the club, the tougher games. He'd be proper judged next year if he is the permanent manager of United.
Is that something that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Gary, I'm not sure how involved he would be in that decision-making process, and all those other key decision-makers have to be really wary of, that Michael Carrick hasn't had European football, for example, to contend with. There's been no challenges yet around recruitment.
I think that's the sort of questions that they'll be asking. I mean, it was interesting actually in his press conference on Friday. He was asked about whether he was part of recruitment meetings and planning for next season, and Michael Carrick said yes, he was. Now, that's good that he answered honestly. I thought he might sort of sit on the fence on that one, but I'd actually been a little bit worried if he wasn't. Obviously, he's seeing the players every single day, he's trusted by the club, and it will be getting to a point whereby there's been so much unrest at Manchester United off the pitch in the last 12 to 18 months. I think 400 members of staff have obviously left. So there's a massive amount of turbulence, and what Michael's probably doing right now, not along with just winning football matches, which is critical, he's probably settling the actual club down off the pitch as well, which I think will be important. If you're an owner of a football club and the rest of the staff in the club trust the manager, they like the manager, they feel like there's a good way about him, I think that will count as well as they move towards the end of the season. Look, I think it's getting to a point where it's pretty inevitable they're going to appoint Michael Carrick. I just hang out and hold out the fact that if a Luis Enrique or someone of that ilk was to become available, that Manchester United will go and make that sort of decision and bring them in, because world-class managers who've been there before, Manchester United need to get back to winning titles and Champions Leagues, and managers who've done that before have obviously got a better chance.
Just stay with us, Gary, for a few more minutes, if you would. Jamie, what's your perspective on this? Do you think it could look quite different next season in terms of the volume of matches and the challenges facing whoever's in charge?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be a lot tougher, obviously. I remember being in this situation myself, not in terms of a manager, but in terms of a season. I think it was Gerard Houllier's first full season. We didn't have European football, and we were on the cups really early. And with about 4 or 5 games of the season to go, we probably should have finished second. We fell off at the end. We lost away at Bradford. We didn't actually make the Champions League. It was actually a good thing. We won the UEFA Cup the next season. But the point I was trying to make is sometimes you can get lulled into thinking you're a lot better than what you are. Manchester United for me, are not the third best team in the league. As I said, they're not playing too many games, they're not playing twice a week, they haven't got European football. So the situations that we look at teams right now, Liverpool in the Champions League, Chelsea still going far, both Chelsea still in the FA Cup, all these things will come into play next season because Manchester United should go far in domestic cup competitions. They'll be in the Champions League, they'll have 8 games at least, probably 10 or 12 in the Champions League as well. So it's a completely different proposition.
Just quickly on that, Gary, do you think Manchester United are in a false position?
Look, they've been helped enormously by the, I don't know what you'd call it, incompetence of the other teams in the last sort of 2 or 3 months. I mean, look, Michael Carrick's got a great amount of points. He's done a brilliant job, but the others falling away in the way in which they have. Obviously, Villa dropped a lot of points. Chelsea and Liverpool have dropped an enormous amount of points from where they were. So, yeah, he's been helped by the other clubs. That's a big factor.